Good araw, class. Welcome to our subject, SERP 161. So today I'll be presenting to you our first module, part 1. Please allow me to share my screen. Okay, so let's talk about the history of the planning thought. So if you are to define the term planning, it's basically the a set of activities in order for you to achieve and in order for you to achieve a desired future or an objective or a goal, a series of steps that was designed para makamit mo ang isang bagay na hinahangad. Okay, pwedeng applicable sa buhay, applicable sa trabaho, applicable sa pagpaplano, especially ng ating mga komunidad in the context of our discipline. Okay, so planning has been an integral activity in societies throughout history, shaping the way communities organize themselves and interact with their environment. So makikita natin in this definition on how planning is interrelated when it comes to ecology. Okay? So binanggit mismo class the society, the environment, and their interaction with the people and the community surrounding it. Okay, so that's basically ecology. So it's a base it take part, no? It take part for the development of such communities. Cities as focal points of civilizations often represent the highest expressions of culture, art, and social organization. So culture, art, and social organization class, this is what you call customs. Okay? Basically, customs, tradition, parang same lang din. Pero customs are defined as rule of conduct that is or made up of repetitive acts in a specific period of time that is widely accepted, that is considered legally binding and acceptable. Tama, di ba? So, isang kultura, isang customary, no? Ano ba ang custom sa Los Baños? Buko pie. Tama ba? Uh, gatas ng kalabaw. Something like that. No, so, ano pang custom sa UPLB? Makibaka, di ba? UP. UP system, no? Luntian at pula, those are customs that is legally binding na inaikabit mo na, tradisyon na sa kultura natin. And ganun din dito, no? It's a custom for cities as the focal points of civilization represent the highest form, no, of these customs. And usually celebrated during festas, tama di ba? Sa mga barangay, especially. Planning across ancient civilization. And defining formally, planning is a universal phenomenon which transcends geographical and temporal boundaries, meaning hindi lang limitado ng space and time. We will look on examples later on how these planned communities have stood the test of time. Nag-exist pa rin sila until today. So, as mentioned earlier, social organization, cultural expression, and then economic development. So let's look on these planned cities. In Ur and Babylon, early Mesopotamia, this is the modern day Iraq, no? Ang ang derivation ng etymology ng salitang Mesopotamia is in between two rivers, Tigris and Euphrates, no? These early urban centers featured grid patterns. So take note, grid, no? Grid patterns, ito yung mga design is hashtag, no, ng mga community. Very common yan sa Central Park up until today. And interestingly, pag sinearch mo grid system, hindi yan lalabas na ganyan ng mga plano. Ang lalabas yan, ano class? Ang lalabas ay mga electrical system. No, so for you to save sa engineering perspective, no, for you to save mathematical computation, 'di ba, pinakamalalapit is mga kabit-kabit, parang hashtag, ganun. So ganun din dito. Pansinin mo yung Waze mo, no? Pansinin mo yung mga Google Maps mo, pansinin mo yung mga mapaganan ng disenyo ng ating mga bahay, mga kalsada. Usually. And simulat pa nung panahon na ito, ganyan na yung ginagawa. Kasi traditionally speaking, pag-iisip nila, no, for them to be efficient ng traveling, ganun ang didesign natin ng kalsada at ng mga kabahayan ng human settlements. Okay? Another in Mesopotamia, familiar yung term, no, Nineveh. This is the place wherein pinatapon si Jonah, no, sa Bible, no. When pugad daw ng kasalanan ng Nineveh. Bakit? Kasi center of hub and commerce daw. So, nandiyan ng mga party place. No, eh, di ba pag paglasing ka, mas magagawa ka ng kalokohan during that time. So, baka kaya dito pinatapon si Jonah. And kitang-kita natin dito, being a center of commerce and culture, eh, alive, no? Alive and kicking yung lugar. Okay? So, another place in Tebes and Karnak in Egypt. So, makikita natin yung disenyo ng mga structure na to, eh, pointed upwards, no? Malalaking mga structure for them to align with their faith, with their religious beliefs. So, they take reverence to the celestial body, something bigger than the people, something bigger than them, like the sun, the moon, the stars, the ocean, among others. Another, so in Central America, we can see here another design also. Kung yung makita nyo class, no, patag yung bubong, no? For them to siguro ang realization dito class, ang wisdom dito is the more they are higher, the more they are closer to the supreme being. Mas malapit sila sa Diyos. So they place it like that, no, na mas matataas yung elevated yung mga areas. Again, for them to represent their faith and cosmological significance. So interestingly in Cambodia, so I personally I visited this place way back 2023, no. Makikita mo talaga yung grandeur on how the structure relates hindi lang ng spirituality but coincide, no, with nature. And up until today, existing, no, dinadayo pa rin. Dinadayo pa rin sa Cambodia ang Angkor Wat. And in Indonesia, again, a spatial organization reflecting religious beliefs. In Persia, modern-day Iran, so representing royal ceremonies and administrative purposes, mga malalaking infrastructure din. Ayan, papalapit na tayo sa modern-day age, no? Sa in China, designing exemplified harmony between urban design and landscape, natural landscape. So nakapansin nyo class, cosmological significance in connection with their faith and religion, connection with nature, grandeur of design. Very common. So mga common themes in all of these cities. Forms of planned cities, ancient cities. Diba nakita na nga natin noon how they give reverence to their faith, to their religion. So, dito sa design ng mandala, makikita natin parang may araw, 'di ba? Dito may buwan, may half crescent, 'di ba? May kalahati. Hati ka lang diyan, ano na, half mo naman. Pwede mo na i-consider na star to. So, the significance on cosmological design. And then Roman urban planning for cross main streets that divide symbolize a world divided into four quarters centered on Rome. So mapapansin yung very common quotation na all roads lead to Rome, no? All roads lead to Rome. Sa Tagalog, lahat ng daan pabalik sa kanya. Ay, mali yata, mali pala, no? Lahat ng daan pabalik sa Roma, no? Ibig sabihin, they gave importance when it comes to transportation and mobility. Tama ba? So lahat ng in a project development, uunahin mo rin talaga. Me, personally class, no, as an engineer, kung magagawa man ako ng proyekto, condominium, residential housing, una kong gagawin is kalsada. Bakit? Kasi yun ang nadadaanan ng tao ko eh. Yun ang dadaanan ng kotse ko. Yun ang dadaanan ng mga delivery ng materialis ko. Ganun din sa Rome. For them to dominate the entire world, kalsada ang una nilang ginawa. All roads lead to Rome. They gave value to transportation and mobility, not just of the goods and the services, but also of the people. Okay? So, another ancient city design. This is in, ano ba to? In Turin. Turin, Germany. Hindi ko lang alam. So, early regulations in urban planning also include building height restriction, So ngayon kasi, if you will study the National Building Code, National Structural Code, maraming restriction when it comes sa uh, very common, no? Ang restriction is because of mas mataas, mas prone sa wind loading, 'di ba? Mas mataas na ano yan, mas mataas na tore, mas malakas na hampas na hangin diyan. Tama ba? Kasi wala nang ano, wala nang what do you call this? Wala nang blockage, wala nang air resistance. Sila na mismo yung hahampas ng ano. Hindi na sila abot ng mga puno. Tama ba? Now, ginagawa na nila yun before. Pero, sa ngayon, ano pa yung mga restriction? Sa Pasay, sa Parañaque. Tama ba? Mga airplanes. No? So, under the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, merong restriction. Hindi ko lang kabisado yung exact number, no? Pero, pansinin niyo yung mga condo sa uh, MOA, Mall of Asia, sa Pasay. Mid-rise lang. Tama ba? Walang masyadong sobrang tataas na 40 floors. Unlike sa sa Quezon City, di ba? Kasi mas malapit sila sa uh, airport. Okay. Pwedeng tamaan ng mga aeroplane. Again, as mentioned earlier, na traffic management, they give value on transportation early in their time. And sa ngayon, mas paborang night time of travel. Up until today naman, di ba? Walang traffic, tulog ang mga tao. Uh, Mapapansin nyo, magbabiyahe ng gulay mula Baguio hanggang Balintawak, gabi yan. Kaya di ba, laging gabi yung aksidente madalas. Kasi nakakatulog yung mga driver. Tama? No? So, ayan, principles on traffic management. Significant developments in ancient civilizations. So, they have transitioned from hunting to agriculture. The insight here is that, di ba, mapapansin yung mga, ano ba to? Intermittent fasting. Ako, intermittent fasting ko, ano eh, 16 or hours kumakain, 8 hours yung fast. Joke lang. Baliktad, ano? Kasi mas, pag intermittent fasting, 8 hours kang kumakain. Doon within that time frame ka lang pwedeng kumain. 16 hours kang fast. Wala kang ipapasok sa sikmuram. Galing derive yun dito, class, sa hunting. Tama, kasi daw pag nag-hunt sila, gutom eh. Di ba pag wala silang nahunt, wala silang napatay na boars, wala silang nahuling manok o ibon o turkey, di ba, na pwede nilang kainin, wala silang kakainin. Tama, mamatay silang gutom. So, ang gagawin nila is mas sharpen yung mind, mas focus sila, mas mataas yung adrenaline, hyperactive, no, mas mataas, hyper-focus. Boom, patay ang isda, patay ang kalabaw, patay ang baboy, wild boar, di ba? But then, nakita nila na hindi pala sustainable. Hindi pa laging may baka, hindi pa laging may baboy. Hence, they've transitioned to agriculture. Kaya di ba, maaalala nyo, may mga memes, may mga joke before na pinagpasalamatan natin yung mga sinaunang tao. Dahil hindi natin alam kung sino yung mga namatay dahil inaalam nila kung edible ba yung mushroom o hindi. Are you getting what I'm saying? Di ba? So, pwedeng inedible pala, poisonous pala yung halaman na yun. Malay mo yung unang kamatis, hindi pala kulay pula. Di ba? Kulay itim. So, yon. They have transitioned from hunting to agriculture. And now, first urban development, the 5 hertz of urbanization, mapapansin nyo kasi very common. Lahat katabi ng ilog. Tama, lahat katabi ng yamang dagat. Resources, isda. Pangalawa, salary. Salary. Sorry. Salt, asin. Bakit? Alam niyo ba, class, na galing ang salitang salary sa salt. Yan na, first, trivia of the day. Kasi, um, yung salt is una-unang spices. Di ba? Wala naman lasa yung samgyup mo pag walang asin eh. Tama? Ang pangit yung lasa ng asin, ng isda mo, ng tilapia mo pag walang asin. Tama ba? Ng bangus mo. So, kinailangan ng salt for them to taste, spices, pangalawa, preservation. Noong panahon na to, kasi wala namang ref eh. Tama ba? Isang kahig, isang tuka sila. Ngayon, para ma-preserve ang pagkain nila, they have to salt it. Lalagyan ng asin, preservation. So, yun talaga yun. Yung pinagmula ng salitang salary is salt. So, yan ang foundational revolution nang galing sa mga ilog, galing sa mga dagat. Lahat katabi ng yamang tubig. You can live 30 days without food, but you will die 3 days without water. Ganun kahalaga ang tubig para sa atin. Now let's talk about ancient Greek civilization. So, Athens emerged as one of the most significant city. And galing kay, ano saan galing to? Take note, please watch the movie Odysseus, no? Pinalabas si Venom. Medyo ko lang, spoiler lang. So, sa Athens, after Athena, the goddess of wisdom. Di ba, yan, no? That's Acropolis, a center town sa kanila, yung mga grandeur design. It can, approximately 40,000 citizens. Mas marami pa yung mga alipin. And take note class, no, during this time, sa census ng mga tao, hindi sila nagko-consider ng mga babae. Wala kang bilang. Hindi sila nagko-consider ng mga anak, ng mga bata. If you are part of the minority, below 18 years of age, siguro 15 pa lang noon, hindi wala kang bilang sa census. So, puro lalaki yan. So, you maybe pwede i-times 3. That's the theory, no? That's the idea noon. Kasi the only role ng mga babae ay mag-alaga ng mga supling, ng mga bata. Tama ba? At yun lang. At ihanda yung pagkain ng mister nila. Galing sa hunting, galing sa trabaho. Wala nang iba. Ngayon, pinapahalagaan na natin gender equality and social inclusiveness. At all aspect in our, nasa batas na rin yun. Especially we are under the Sustainability Development Goals. Sustainable Development Goals. Number 3, no? Gender equality. Okay? Other Greek cities include Sparta. No? Ahu, yun. Mycenae, a center for trade. Priene, renowned for grid layout also. Minoa for palaces, and Pergamon notable for its library giving wisdom and knowledge. How about sa Rome? In ancient Rome, urban planning was heavily influenced by a culture that celebrated excess and militaristic dominance. Dito nanggagaling ang ano to, class? This is the Colosseum. Tama ba? Ang panahon na to, class, pag alipin ka, wala ka na magagawa eh. Baka pwedeng ipadala ka dyan. Please watch the movie Gladiator. Napakagandang pelikula ng class. Ito sumasalamin nung ano yung buhay noon, ng panahon na yan. Pag alipin ka, wala kang magagawa. Ulitin ko lang. Ito yung sabong nila. Tataya ka kay manok mo. Sino manok mo? Si Bogart. Malakas naman dirigma. Ganun yun. Tataya ako 100 piso. Panalo ka 200. Ganun yun. Pag mamatay si Mark Paulo, papatay ni Bogart. Boom. Magpapatayin sila dyan. Yun ang wrestling nila. Yun ang sabong nila that time. Sisigaw-sigawan ng mga tao. Okay? Kasi nga, it provides militaristic dominance. Pag alipin nga, wala ka na magagawa. Okay? Roman cities were designed not only for aesthetic but also for defense and public welfare. Ano papasin nyo? Nasa gitna yung hari. Yung kingdom. Tama? Also include innovations as aqueducts and roads, water supply especially. And by the way, class, wala pang mga tangke nun. Wala pang mga tangke ng tubig. So anong tawag? Mga cistern. Ano yung cistern? Maghuhukay sila sa ilalim ng lupa. Tapos lilinisin yun. Tapos pupunan niya ng tubig, ng malinis sa tubig. Doon sila kukuha ng supply. So parang may tangke ka ng tubig sa ilalim ng lupa. Ganun ang cisterns. Water supply sa ilalim. Okay? Any question, clarifications, feel free to comment down in this video. So that's first part of this quick lecture introduction of our topic. And this year.